Yo, what's up, guys? Close loop here. Saw someone made a post about how do other people set up their live setups. So I've been playing with this live setup for about probably since about April is when I first started constructing it and getting the files organized and whatnot. So yeah, it's been going on for 3 months now. I've been practicing it. I've been constructing it, adding new stuff to it. Um, so basically, what I do is I take all my individual projects and I assign all of the instruments to submixes. So I'll have, you know, drums on one, sub bass noises on another, uh, low to mid frequencies on another, and so on and so forth, just to group all the similar sounds together. So I'll export each project will have 8 submixes, up to 8 submixes, and I will individually bounce each one of those submixes down as a full sequence. So it's the full song, the full project, 3 minute song, for example, and it will have up to 8 stems bounced down, and they will all contain like instruments. So I know I probably butchered explaining that, so I'll try to show you a little more on the video and in the software. So this is, for example, this is the first song I have right here. Now I have one program that's drums. So those are all the one-shot samples that I had from the project. So I just basically I kept the same drum kit and loaded it into this new live set project. So I've got toms, I've got 2 different types of hi-hats and or some kind of perk. And I've got my crash, kick snare obviously. And on some of the projects, for this one for instance, I have one of my loops from the project chopped up into smaller sections so I can trigger them live, just to add some more, live element to the set, so that I'm not just playing the drums the whole time, so that sometimes I'm triggering samples, sometimes I'm doing drums, sometimes I'm fucking with the XY effects. Like, I just try to switch it up a little bit just so I'm not doing the same thing over and over. So let me just show you, for instance, I won't play the whole song, but I'll just show you how I have this one set up. So the first, I believe, 8 bars of this project have no chords in them because they're chopped up right here. So this is how the song would start. And then it would play on its own because where I had chopped up that certain loop, it comes back in after I play it for 8 bars on the pads. Okay, so that is that. Now, the next program that I have, the next track and program that I have, and this is for each sequence, each song that I have, it has at least it has 3 tracks. The first one is the one-shot drum sounds so that I can finger drum live. And then the second one is the submixes that have been bounced down from each song. So in this one, for instance, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 going here. One of them is the sub noises, the other one is instrument noises, the other one is perks, and the other one is vocals. So you notice I don't have the drums in there anywhere. That's because I'm going to be playing them live. I do have some plans to change that up a little bit, where I have the drum sub mix mapped to a Q link, so I can turn on and off the volume. If I need to stop finger drumming, I can just turn on the volume for that sub mix and get the drums going. But for now, I just, for most of the songs, I have to play the whole drum out. So I basically, how I have all that routed is, let's go to the pad mixer here. 2 is routed to submix 2 because that's where all my sub noises go to. 3 is going to 3, and so on and so forth. 5 goes to 5, 6 goes to 6. And basically those are just, they're all going to a submix so that I can put EQ on them. And oh, whoops, I forgot the song was playing. So I can put EQ on them and other types of things. So these are all the stems, like I explained. I have the BPMs matched up. The amount of bars that I need, I do not have the loop on so that it will not start from the beginning once it hits the end. And also I have an atmosphere track. So what this is a bunch of preloaded atmospheric slash ambient slash sound effect type noises that are all on they're all on their own program, and they have some effects going on here and a maximizer, so that it hits a certain level and doesn't peak or clip. And these are all just different noises loaded up so that at the end of each sequence slash song, I have here on the grid the MIDI notes so that it will trigger those samples at the very end of the song. So these samples are roughly, I would say, roughly 10, 12, 15 seconds long. So that it gives me enough time to transition between songs to set things up. And also, these are all going to submix 7, which has a plethora of effects on it. So that if you notice on my, let me try to enlarge this screen here. If you notice on my MPD over here, I have a bunch of Q links labeled with different effects on them. So let me see. Hold on, I gotta go into my MIDI preferences and get this going. Roll. Sometimes I have to unplug this thing and plug it back for it to recognize. Or sometimes you just have to plug it in. Period. Yeah, there it is. All right, so now we can control with that. All right. So yeah, as you can see, it's controlling. This is the volume. So that's the overall volume. And then these other things I have mapped here, filter gate, mix for the delay. There's just a bunch of different effects. Filter gate, delay, feedback, that's for the delay. So there's just a few different parameters for the delay map to this. The filter gate, like I said, the actual volume of that program, so I can mute it when I have to, fade it in and out of songs for transitions. And a high pass sweep filter, which just gives a kind of cool effect for transitions and shit. You'll also notice that I have this labeled, and you might not be able to see it, but it says WUB XYFX. So that's to turn on my low pass filter XYFX. So I have the parameters mapped to my Q links right here so that the X and Y I can adjust, and that enables it on and off. That turns it on and off. So I have one project on here that I use that for right now, which I will show you. So this one, the very beginning of the song starts out with some wubblies, as I like to call them. So the first 4 bars, I have a separate program, which that XYFX program is mapped to. And I can do the wubs live for the first 4 bars. Like I said earlier, I like to, mix it up and do a few different things while I'm playing live, so I'm not just finger drumming the whole time. So I have that all mapped up so that when that song starts, I can do the wubblies for the first bit. So let me just show you how that works real quick. And now it'll loop by itself. So I'll just show you guys real quick a little bit of this. And now I'm going to turn up my atmospheric program volume. Now you can hear that ambient noise coming in. Now I can add some shit to it. And now I can switch in between songs. And I can just slowly fade out that atmospheric noise. Start my new song up. Alright, so I won't bore you guys with another song, but that's basically how that's done. Now, as far as what's going on in my headphones, I don't have it wired up or hooked up like I normally would right now, but I will hook up my headphones to the out 3 so that, and route the metronome to the out 3 so that I can hear the metronome click in my headphones, nothing but the metronome click. So basically, I've got the one ear, if you guys, I'll show you real quick. I got, one ear off. And that's just so that I could still hear the music, but also hear the metronome click, because the metronome click really just helps me keep in time with everything. I think I'm getting pretty comfortable playing these songs where I could probably play without it, but it's really good to have it there just for reference. Just if I do need it, I can keep the headphones on, keep one ear on, make sure that I'm staying locked in time. But when I am also, if I'm playing a big venue, I'll bring my mixer with me so that I can route audio into the headphones because there's so much delay when you're playing a big venue with the echo and reverb and stuff like that. So it makes it a lot easier if I can hear the music as well as the metronome in my headphones. Um, in a live setting, a real like a club with professional sound. It's just something where I'm performing small small event or something with not a major sound system. I don't really need to hear the music in my headphones, but I'm kind of getting off track there. If anybody has any kind of questions about my setup, feel free to drop them in the comments or just hit me up on social media, whatever you want to do. I will say that this process was very, very time consuming. I've got about 19 songs going on in this project, and I mean, it probably took me about a month of not every day doing it, but when I was doing it, I was putting hours and hours in at a time, just bouncing files down, loading things, renaming things, and the way that Akai has a software set up, it's very, very tedious and time consuming. The fact that I can't just um, highlight a sample when it's in the sample pool and hit delete just blows my 24-inch guns out. Like it blows my mind that I can't just click something and press the delete key on my keyboard and delete it. It's just I don't know. It's madness. But I'm getting off track there. Yeah, like I said, it took a while, but it makes it way easier if everything's labeled. I mean, everything in here is labeled by song. Most of the songs have the BPM and the key, so that if I'm playing with someone else, if I'm playing live with someone else, I can tell them what key it's in. Yeah, so if you guys have any more questions about my setup, just let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.